What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Two Game Podcast. It is time to review the entire first season of Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you are clicking on this episode and you have not watched all my other reviews, click right here. That'll take you to the playlist. I recap and review every single episode from season 1. And my God, guys, I didn't have super high expectations for this show going into it, mainly because I wasn't the biggest fan of Mutant Mayhem. And again, this is a bridge series between the Mutant Mayhem movie and its subsequent sequel that'll come out in a couple of years. The one that I'm assuming is going to have Shredder in it, based on the end credits scene. But yeah, I didn't have super high expectations because I didn't truly love Mutant Mayhem. Now, I decided to go revisit Mutant Mayhem in preparation of watching this show, and I fell in love with Mutant Mayhem. Loved it, gave it 4 stars. I did a review on it, and that's also on the channel and also on TikTok if you want to catch those reviews there. And it has been a while since I've just fallen in love with anything Ninja Turtles related, just because it's been, granted, let's be fair here, I don't truly hate any Ninja Turtles property. They've kind of struggled to find their footing the last several years. I love the 2013 version that came out. I think that is the best animated version of the Ninja Turtles, period. Now, the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, wasn't thrilled with the design and the look of the turtles, so I never really gave that show a chance. Who knows? I may go back and check that out. But we're not here to talk about past experiences with Ninja Turtles. We're here to talk about Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and this blew me away. I thought every single episode, with the exclusion of one episode towards the back end of the season, I thought every episode, easy 8 out of 10. Across the board. There were several 9s and 10 out of 10s. I think there was 2 episodes that I would just strictly give 10 out of 10 perfect episodes. And that was the mid-season capper, Night of the Mechazoids, and the finale, which was The Pearl. I think both of those episodes are by far the best episodes of the season. But my least favorite was definitely Donatello and Wingnut episode that came, I think it was episode 8. Any other episode, I really, really loved. That one, it was okay. It was okay. I could watch it again, but it's not something that I'm going to go out of my way to watch. That was an easy 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10 episode for me personally. But excluding that, I thought every episode was great. I thought the comedy hit and was firing on all cylinders throughout the entire season. And the one thing that I loved about this show was the fact that, and it's something that Ninja Turtles really, sometimes it kind of finds it hard to kind of tiptoe this line of giving us comedy and content for adults and kids, because to me it's been difficult for any of the recent series and movies to really hit that balance between, okay, let's give something for the kids, but there's something for the adults in there as well. I thought this show balanced that perfectly. They tiptoed it perfectly. They gave us great comedy, and there was a couple of episodes I was like, okay, that was definitely meant for children for sure. But it wasn't anything that ever turned me off or made me roll my eyes, anything like that. I really enjoyed a lot of the comedy in here. Now, did it make me laugh every single time? No, but the tone was perfect to me, and that's really what kind of pulled me in initially, was that tone of the series and the fact that they did things differently every single episode. Not only do we get standalone episodes for each of the turtles, we got 2 of them basically, with the back half of the season being devoted to a turtle and mutant pairing. I thought those were great with the exclusion of Donatello and Wingnut. But they gave us something different with every episode. They gave us different fight choreography between all the different characters. They gave us different fight sequences, and they got put in different situations, such as when Michelangelo was in the grocery store and they had to fight on top of shelves and they couldn't touch the water. But stuff like that, it just kept the series fresh from episode to episode, with them not giving us the same thing over and over again. And then at the very beginning of the season, they were retelling the events of what happened at the shipyard, and they did it differently every single time, and they incorporated those personalities of the turtles in their retellings of those events. And it was just, to me, just absolutely perfect. Across the board, just perfect. And for 2 villains in this series, I was expecting one overarching villain. Once I got past the midway point, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. They definitely should have just made this half of a season for this villain and half of a season for the other villain. So I thought that was a great idea, and they gave us 2 great villains. I think Goldfin was definitely my favorite out of the two for sure, just because Timothy Oliphant had some fantastic voice acting here, perfectly casted as Goldfin. And then Danny Trejo as Mustang Sally, also perfect casting. Now, I thought Bishop was a great villain, but if I had to give it a little bit of a critique there, I don't feel like she was as engaging as Goldfin. Goldfin was kind of in the mix, and he was interacting with the turtles, kind of giving us backstory and all that. I just feel like he was more included in the scenes with the turtles and stuff like that. I just felt like it worked a lot better with Goldfin rather than Bishop. But I thought the character development across the board was absolutely great. It made me fall in love with some characters that I didn't think that I was going to fall in love with. I mean, we have Ray Fillet, who didn't really do much this season, but when he was on screen, fucking loved it, guys. Like, he absolutely killed it. And then made me fall back in love with Leonardo, where they had 2 episodes kind of devoted to how he is as a leader. And then a lot of the turtles kind of played off of that and kind of just roasted him several times throughout the season, which I am totally down for. And I loved every minute of it. But then the East River 3, just great characters. Like, I don't think there was really a character that I just absolutely despised. Now, I didn't care for Wingnut in the series. I felt like her development in those episodes, I just felt like it was super heavy-handed, and it was just a lot. It felt like a different change of pace for a Ninja Turtles episode. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I'm all about them talking about mental health, anxiety, and stuff like that. Just personally, Wingnut I just didn't relate to that character enough as some of the other ones. But I do appreciate them trying to tackle mental health and anxiety in that episode. Really, really appreciate that swing for the fences there. But yeah, guys, overall, this was a fantastic season. You know, I hope there's a season 2 where they give us some like deep cut villains that maybe would never make a movie. I hope they continue with that and further develop this series. And when the sequel comes out, it's just firing on all cylinders. And I could not recommend this season enough, this TV show enough. So if you are a fan of the Ninja Turtles and you've been wanting a brand new series to go check out Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's on Paramount Plus. There are 12 episodes. But yeah, guys, go ahead and leave me a comment down below of what you thought about season 1, and I will catch y'all next time on another episode. Laters.